and welcome to Dee Talk Live on Thursdays. How is everybody? Hope you're all doing really, really well and you have enjoyed your day and you're ready for a massive, massive topic tonight, as we usually do on Dee Talk Live Mondays and Thursdays. I want to say thank you to everybody who gets involved constantly every week and sends me through topics and questions and everything, because it's so exciting. We have so much fun and it's a really good way to interact at the moment, especially with what's going on. So the more we get involved in talking to each other, the better it is, because you've got a companion, you've got company. Even for me, it's the best because I love seeing you guys every week virtually on these amazing things that we do. I'm just really happy, like really, really happy, and I hope you guys are as well. And I'm sending you love if you're not, and if you're feeling unwell, or if you're, not 100%, I want you to know that I'm here for you, and I'm sending you love and light and everything, because the main thing at the moment is for us to lift each other up and, feel the vibration, as they used to say back in the days, that song, feel it, So today's topic, as it is Dee Talk Live Mondays, is about, how we more or less feel in a relationship and what we want in a relationship. And sometimes being in a relationship can be really hard, because most of the times you encounter problems and you encounter differences. But then there are other times where you've been with that person for that many years that it just doesn't mold anymore. It doesn't glue. It doesn't fit anymore. And there are so many people that are in these relationships and they're too scared. It's either fear-based. It's either driven by, let's just say, the fact that they're so used to it. They become complacent, right? And that just forms stagnation. So it stagnates you. It puts you in a position where, because you're so unhappy, that's how diseases come into perspective, and they are created because you're not moving on from that. You're still stuck there. So how do we leave or break up a relationship which no longer serves us? Do we sit there and deal with it and we try and work it out? Or do we actually say, you know what, enough is enough? Like, it's time to actually move on and do something about it, I need to leave this situation. I need to leave this relationship, because for some people, it's so hard, to leave it, because they've got other things that are embedded in that relationship. So, for example, children, financials, it could be anything that pretty much depicts that relationship where they're in a position where they can't leave, but they think that they can't leave because they think that they're going to be better off in that position. But in reality, when you leave that relationship, when you leave where you are because you're not happy, because it doesn't serve you, it's not making you grow anymore, it makes you the most happiest person in the world, because you're able to do the things that you never could do while you were in that relationship. And there's a reason for that relationship, because we learn, we grow in that relationship as well. But we don't need to be stuck in that relationship, because that relationship doesn't necessarily need to be the be all to end all. It doesn't need to pretty much be our maker. You're your maker. You're able to make those decisions. So if you're in a relationship where you're unhappy, I'm sorry to say, leave it. What are you doing? Why do you put yourself in this position? Try and work it out. I'm not saying not to work it out, but if you feel as though there's so many more negatives than positives, why would you put yourself in a position like that? You'd displace yourself from that, you'd pretty much move forward and go on, and do what you have to do, because this relationship is holding you back from your real path in life, in order for you to be happy and content and amazing, in your life, from the things that you really truly deserve, and from actually meeting somebody that you're more compatible with, and why do people stay in relationships where they feel trapped or unhappy? That's what I want to know from you guys. Like, why do they do that? Is it because of those specific things that I brought up, And a lot of people won't admit it because they're too scared. And it's all about the fear aspect of things. Because so many people are so scared to leave these relationships. Because as I said, they're complacent. They're so used to it. It's even when you start to do something in your life, you're scared because you're so used to it. You're comfortable. You're in your comfort zone. Therefore, why, break something that is just comfortable, but that's not amazing or great? Why just, wreck the dynamic? Why go forth and do what you want to do, And so many of us in life are doing that because we're scared, because we think, oh my God, I can't do this. Or, it's not going to serve me. But you know what? It is. Take the chance in your lives. Believe in yourselves. Believe that you're enough and strive for the stars. Just do it. If that's what's holding you back, and if you're unhappy, why are you going to waste your time with somebody that, doesn't want the best for you? You want the best for you, so believe in it. Believe in it. Hi, girls. Georgia, Strat. My beautiful girls, how are you this evening? I hope you're really well. I hope everybody's really, really well as well. Whoever's watching me, I can see you. Say hello. Get involved. Let's do this. Let's get involved in the conversation of what Dee thinks. That's why she's here. So many relationships revolve around a continuing cycle in life, right? And they do serve us to start off with, because they pretty much teach us things that we believe to be right to start off with. But eventually, as we go forth, our ideals, the things change in our lives. It's as though it's the 7-year itch. That's what it is. It's all about the 7-year itch. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but they say every 7 years you evolve and you change as a person. And that's what you're here to do, to create that reality for yourself and to change as a person. And every 7 years, right, the last 7 years weren't the same as the 7 years that you're coming up to. So you change. So whatever was good then might not be now, because you're not that person anymore. And you've evolved and you've grown and you've pretty much come to a point in your life where what served you, what resonated with you back then, doesn't necessarily resonate with you anymore. It's gone. It's finished. Finito la música, as they say, So it's pretty much evolving. And that's where you've got to take it under your wing and say, you know what, I don't want to be stagnant anymore. And stagnant energy does not get you anywhere either. It just pretty much puts you in a position where you're consistently stuck in your life and you're not moving forth towards what you're supposed to be doing in your life, to move forth and to grow in within yourself, for your sole purpose. We're all here to do something, and many people haven't found what it is. But it all comes down to life as a principle and life in general, because it could be anything in your life, That's what it has to do with. And I was actually writing a post today because I was a massive fan of sociology when I was at university, because it was the study of society and how we work and we mold together and we create such magnificent things in our lives. And sociology for me was the study of people and society and how things work and how they come together. And for me, that is amazing, because it actually helps you on your life journey, and it makes you think of things that you would have never thought of before, such as, do I want to be in this predicament? Do I want to be in this position in my life? Does it serve me? Does it actually give me that vibrancy, that culture? Does it make me grow as a person? Does it bring up my vibration, my energy? Does it make me happy? Happiness. Because that's where love comes from. And that's the reason why I thought tonight we'd talk about this, because it's such a massive topic. Like, so many people out there are not happy. And that's where you guys have got to get up and say, you know what? It's time for me to move forth and move on. I know it's really hard for a lot of you because you have baggage, but it's not bad baggage, it's just baggage. And everybody does. Everybody has some form of baggage in their lives that they take with them because it's part of your life story. It's part of your principle. It's part of the person that you are, and it's part of your identity and who you are that you're trying to live towards life. Hi, Mary. Hi, Steve. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. So that's what we're talking about today. So why would you stay in such a relationship or such an ideology? Because at the end of the day, it's not really serving you. And if you notice that you're fighting so much in your relationship and it's consistently making you cry, why would you want to be with somebody like that? Or in another sense, with men, for example, the masculine side of things, when they're unhappy and and they're angry and they're talking to you in a specific way, why would you want to be with somebody like that? I get you have fights because no relationship's really perfect. But if it's an ongoing problem and it keeps on happening, there's really something wrong with your relationship. I'm sorry. I've been in relationships all my life, as you know. And my relationship, not to say that it was perfect, but it was close to it. We were the power couple. Everybody knew us as the power couple. We worked well together and we created great memories together. And we did have fights and we did have great experiences. There's even a story that a lot of Johnny's friends would probably talk about to this day because it was hilarious, But this is how relationships work. There was a story that we actually, I'll tell you, that we're in Mykonos, of course. Where else would we be? My favorite island in the whole world. I know that island like the back of my head. So we were there and the boys had gone out and I was like, all right, you guys go. I'm tired, blah, 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 because we'd been partying every single night, having the best time of our lives. It was great. And then there was one night where Johnny actually, he locked me into our room and I didn't realize. And at the time, I suffered from a bit of anxiety. And I just wanted to get out, of the room in order to get some air. And I didn't realize that I was locked into the room. So I went to actually open the door and the door was locked. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, this door is locked. What am I going to do now? Oh my God, this is so bad. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Because I was gasping. So there was a window. So I went to the window and I opened the window and luckily enough, I could get that, fresh air. Anyway, by the time the boys came back, they didn't even realize. I actually called them on the phone. And I was like, where are you guys? Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, we're on our way home now, blah, 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 and whatever. I go, I'm locked in the room. And then Johnny's like, oh, shh, and they all started cacking, like laughing. They're like, oh my God, we can't believe you locked your girlfriend in, the hotel room. How could you do that? Oh my God. And they were like, and I wanted to kill them. Like, I wanted to kill them, all of them. Not only Johnny, I wanted to kill him, but them too. Like, I was so angry. I was like, are you serious right now? How can you have locked me in? But I figured it out later that obviously it wasn't only a form of protection, but he was scared that somebody was going to come into the room to try and, do something, obviously, like in the sense where he thought that, something was going to happen to me and, oh my God, and protective, and that's how beautiful he was. But even little fights like that, like they're harmless. But I'm talking about these massive, massive, fights that you have. And you're just like, why am I still here? Like, I don't understand. What is it exactly? And most of the times, it does take time. And that's the reason why, and this is a lot of the things that I say as well, you should never push anyone to break up with anybody. Because at the end of the day, it's their choice. You can give them that guidance and advice, as I do with everybody, as you know, because that's just me, right? But at the end of the day, that's their prerogative, it's their choice, it's what they want to do. So it's part of their journey, it's part of their life path. You can't give somebody advice when they're not reciprocating in one sense, when they don't want it. You can give it to them, I'm not saying not to, but you can't expect them to take it on board if they're not ready. You can only guide them. You can only plant seeds. It's like in life. You can only plant a seed in order for it to grow. And then it's up to them, and it's their time. It's when it's their divine time in order to say, you know what? It's time now. Because they need to learn those lessons throughout the process. And that's the reason why we have relationships. And we have a time where we're able to say, you know what? This is the time. So it's all about timing. It's all about when somebody's ready. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with how you feel or what you're trying to project onto somebody. It's what they want, Good evening. Oh, you're beautiful, Natasha. Thank you. Good evening to you too, Onward Female. Onward Female means my beautiful, my pretty. And that's what Natasha's saying. And to her beautiful son. Hi, Raphael. Here, Desi loves you. So, with that saying and with that topic of ours tonight, I conclude, and I thank everybody for joining me tonight. As you do always. You guys are beautiful. Thank you so much for supporting me all the time. And I'll see you guys on Thursday for another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful topic, which you're going to love because we're going to get into it. And it's also about life experience. So it's going to be a big one. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on Monday. Dee Talk. Love. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.